Today's review will be on the 76-15 Remington pump action rifle. There are a few videos on YouTube for this rifle, but most of the videos are of guys shooting it or shooting at stuff with it. Not really much in the way of a review. There are a couple of guys that are showing their guns, but again they don't really talk too much about the specifications and the features of the rifle. So what we're going to do is I'm going to talk about the history, or as much as I can find about the history for this rifle, because it's very hard to find information on this rifle here. We'll also talk about the specs for the gun, ergonomics, reliability, which will be a hard one because if anyone's seen my original video on this, the first video, I had issues with this straight out of the box. So I'll talk about it in my experience. Also talk about cleaning of the gun, accessories available and value for money and its current value. At the end of it I'll also do an update to that first video I did about the issue with ejecting, which is now fixed, and I'll explain what Remington came back to me and fixed for it. 76-15 is based on the 7600 model, which is a mixture of the 7400 semi-automatic rifle and the 870 pump action shotgun. However, the receivers on these models are the 20 gauge receivers, which are a smaller receiver than the 12 gauge standard receiver. The 7600 began production in 1981. However, the production date for the 7615s I'm unsure of. There's no information on that. However, I have seen it being sold in about 2005, which is the earliest ad for the 7615 that I've seen. 7600 is still in production today. However, the 7615 I'm unsure of. Because of lack of sales in the States, I've heard rumours that they've put an end to this model. If you look on the Remington website, you'll notice that there's no mention of the 7615 in their production line. What you do have to do is do a search to find any information on this model, which might indicate that the rumours are true. But again, until it's confirmed, they are just rumours. Originally made for law enforcement in America, the 7615P, P standing for police, was a centerfire rifle to take over a carbine market, but also keep that familiarization with the 870 pump, which most law enforcement agencies used. I don't think it hit it off too well. When Australian Customs noticed that the P was for policing, I think they had an issue with that. So most of the new rifles that come out, where the marking has Remington 7615, the older rifles had the P at the end, the new ones don't. It wasn't really picked up in Australia as a policing tool. Our police don't really carry rifles, shotguns. Their main weapon is a sidearm. So the market here in Australia wasn't really aimed at a police or law enforcement. However, Remington do sell it also as a hunting rifle with quick acquisition of sight onto a target and also quick reloads. The 7615 comes in various calibers, the 308 and 3030 along with a few others. However, the 7615 only comes in the 223 round. So the specifications for the rifle: barrel length 16.25 inches, overall length 37.5 inches, basic weight is 3.1 kilograms or thereabouts, caliber is a 223 or a 5.56 NATO round, muzzle velocity is 3,000 feet per second. The rifling on this barrel is a 1 to 9 twist, which makes a 55 grain projectile nice and even gives you the opportunity to go even heavier. The trigger pull has a 2-stage, 6 pound and 8 ounces. It's a bolt action. The operation is a slide action repeater. The length of pull is 14 inch and the feed device is a detachable mag, which is the same magazine as the A15 or M16 block mag. Now these are a contention of hot debate in customs, whether we should be allowed to have them because they fit into an AR. We'll see how that goes with that debate. The safety is a cross-bolt safety, which I've mentioned in one of my other reviews, just at the bottom here. The front sight is an XD Trigium post, and the rear is a Wilson Combat Ghost ring, adjustable for windage and elevation. The stock is a black matte synthetic stock with a silicone rubber piece, and the finish on this is parkerized. However, the quality of the parkerization is questionable because this scratches up really easy. So the ergonomics on the gun, it's a basic rifle stock. So you've got your basic rifle formation and the buttstock. It's all synthetic with, as I mentioned, the silicone pad, which makes it nice and comfortable to shoot, and because it's a 223 round you don't really have much in the way of recoil. The quality does sort of let it down, however, for the stock, but you can replace these with aftermarket stocks which can be swapped over with pistol grips or slightly better stocks. The similarity to the 8700 makes for good familiarization and easy to adapt. However, it kind of doesn't really matter to us because most of us in Australia can't even own the pump action shotguns. However, this is a very top heavy rifle, but I mean, if you put other gear on there, it can even out quite nicely. It does feel nice and easy to grip and to fire. Doesn't take much to get into the swing of things with this. Okay, for the reliability, now this one's going to be a bit difficult for me to do, as I have had issues with this straight out of the box, not ejecting rounds. In one of my videos I mentioned it. Pretty much it would eject half of them and leave the other half. So it's kind of hard for me to do a honest review on, or a reliability review, but I can only do it on what I've been given from the shop. The issue, however, is not a common issue. There are a few people out there that had the same problem with rounds not ejecting correctly and staying up into the barrel, but again, the majority of people that buy this seem to have no issues with that. So it may be a good gun, but I can only go off what I've been given. It is a good gun, however it may have just missed in the quality checking for this gun, but it's kind of hard to comment on a faulty gun that I've been given. Now it's being fixed by Remington, I have no issues with it. I've shot about 100 rounds through it and all of them eject, so it is now reliable. I will go into detail a bit more about what the issue was later on in the video, but obviously with a gun that you're pumping through quite quick rounds, you're going to want it to eject every single time and be reliable. And now that it's been fixed, it is reliable. So if you got one out of the box that was reliable, fantastic. If not, take it back to Remington, get it fixed, and you can start shooting your rifle without having to worry about a round not ejecting.